Hello, in this video, we're configuring a competitor to track their prices. Let's take an already completed example for simplicity. Start by filling out their name. Put the link to their website. In general, use their homepage. And rank their order in the analysis order. For example, the 2 here means it's second in line to be analyzed. If you only have 1, you can ignore the order. If you're running these in the cloud, you can also ignore this because they can run parallel to each other on different servers. The button leads to the settings for running the analysis in the cloud, rather than running it on your server. Let's move on to configuring the competitor. A website is made up of PHP pages. These pages are generated using a model to save time. That means that every product page has the same model, the same structure, and that the only thing that varies will be the information. Right-click to access the DOM. You can use any web browser for this, though it is recommended to use Firefox. Open Notepad++. Copy and paste the code. Now regular expressions can be used to extract the information. On this website, the name is contained within the h1 tag and has this class name. The information we want is contained within the tags, so we put parentheses around that and indicate the mask we want to extract. If you want a more in-depth look at regular expressions, there are many written and video tutorials online. There is also a handy list of regular expressions if you click on this link. The important thing to remember here is that we want to identify a piece of code that contains the information that we want, and then extract that information contained within this short code. The product's name and price are the 2 required information we need to retrieve. Optionally, we can also retrieve its image and its reference. The image helps you more quickly compare their product with yours, although it is slower to load. The reference helps with automatically matching your products with your competitors. These last 2 are only available in the Mega option. There is also the option to exclude URLs. On this website, in the Categories page, the URL changes if we are sorting the list of products differently. Since each URL is different, they are treated as different pages, even though they contain the same list of products, only in a different order. This is very wasteful time-wise, because when we go through all the pages after the first page, we are not adding any new pages to visit. Thus, we want to avoid visiting these pages. Back on Prestashop, we can do so by using regular expressions to exclude these URLs. Avoiding these URLs means that if you're running this locally, it takes less time. And if you're running this on the cloud, it costs less to run. Remember though, that this is optional. If we're going through a relatively small website, this may not be necessary. Sometimes, though, we can't retrieve the information, or we retrieve the wrong information. Sometimes it's because they are blocking your access, or they're calling JavaScript and AJAX functions in the background. For those occasions, we need to write Grimport code. Here, we're adjusting the price the website is giving by 1.2. Down here, we remove products that no longer exist on the website. The crawler can tell it doesn't exist on subsequent searches if it never revisits the page. If you want to learn more about Grimport, there is documentation on the official webpage, and there are also video tutorials. Alternatively, you can hire freelance programmers, ask your programmers, or ask IdeaTech's programmers to write the code for you. These are more options for the crawler, the robot that goes through and retrieves the information on the website. This is the user agent, how we identify ourselves and hide from the logs. Depth is how deep we can go. The home page is depth 0. All the links on that page lead to pages with a depth of 1. The links on those pages are of depth 2, and so on. Generally, the maximum of 7 is never reached. Request delay avoids overloading the server, making it unable to respond. This is the max amount of pages to visit. Like depth, this limit is generally never reached. This is how many crawlers are going through the website at once. Theoretically, the more crawlers there are, the faster the search goes. If we have 10 crawlers, we go almost 10 times faster, but we're also sending 10 times as many requests to the website. That will slow down the server, and thus response time. Also, the server allocates a specific amount of resources to be able to be used by you, so that others can also use the website. In general, we can leave this at 1. Cookies can be used to track the crawler. Websites generally require anyone accessing it to have cookies. So we usually leave the cookies on, but sometimes we don't want to have the crawler be tracked, so we disable the cookies. This is to make progress backups, so every set amount of pages visited, we will save the pages that were visited. This is to allow us to stop the crawling and resume it later. Once you've configured the settings, before we run this on the whole website, we need to test this with one of the pages on the website. To do so, we copy the URL of a product page, click the button, and paste the URL in here. This will take you to a different page where we can download the personalized launcher. Click the file to run it, and when the information shows up, we can compare it with the product page to see if we did indeed retrieve the information. Is the product name the same? Yes. Is the price the same? Well, remember that we adjusted the price, and if we bring out the calculator, we can see that yes, and so on. If it was not able to find the information, it will display the page's source code, what we had here. We can use this to test the irregular expression. So, using this regular expression here, we can paste it into Notepad++'s search bar, and we can see that we are able to find it. We can further check the expression by doing this. If we had an error, then the search wouldn't have found anything. Once we've validated the competitor, we have to click this button. X means it's deactivated. Checkmark means it will run, but it won't launch by itself. You have to go to the analysis page to run the crawlers or program it on the cloud. This concludes the video on setting up and testing a competitor.